Good morning and welcome to the 2024 IPF World Junior Powerlifting Championships here in St. Paul's Bay, Malta. I'm Amelia Potter, joined by Alexander Trinidis.
Good morning, everyone.
And we have the very last day of lifting, and it is with the big hitters this morning for you. We have the 120 kilo juniors, consisting of 2 flights of 9. And then we'll have this afternoon the 120 sub-juniors, as well as the 120 plus sub and juniors. But this morning for you, we have some huge names coming up, some massive lifts, probably the biggest lifts we've seen in the competition so far. So you have a lot to look forward to, and what a competition it's been so far. We have seen so many world records fall, be attempted, we've seen battles, and I'm sure the last day will give you all of the above.
Yeah, as you said, Amelia, it has been a great success so far. A lot of crowd making the trip from here to St. Paul's Bay. And yeah, it was a great pleasure to witness this historical moment.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more common to see people fly out just to watch the competition. So, if you're thinking about it next year, book the trip. It's well worth it.
Yeah, you will be more than welcome, that's for sure.
We count down into our first lifter of the day on our final day of competition.
The bar is loaded.
So for the big groups now on squat, we will have Aaron Norberg, as he will open at 75 kilos, which I assume is because of an injury.
Yeah, looking at his openers, he's got a 75 kilo opener on squat and deadlift, then a 185 opener on bench. So I think just trying to get a squat and deadlift in so he can post that total. His PB is 250, so of course, way off.
It's a good lift for Finland.
I say good lift, which is important to note because I actually have seen someone do this and miss the lift because it was too light and they had a bit of a wobble with it. So important that you actually still come out and try.
Yeah, at least you put a total on the score as well.
Yeah, we've just seen him X out his second and third attempt. So the flight will move a little bit quicker than expected. Just now move on to our next lifter. Like we said, Nordberg not coming out for his second or third.
We have now
The bar is
David
loaded
Eros
for
from Hungary at 225.
Let's go.
I think a jury member just told him to take something off his head. I assume it was a headband.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Opening 20 kilos below his max. Last year as a junior.
It's a strong opener here.
Good lift
And
for
a good lift, the white lights.
Coming up next, we have Shua Takahashi of Japan.
Yeah, I'm weighing in quite light for the class at 111 kilos on the dot. Obviously, this is the 120
The bar is loaded.
category, so I suppose anywhere between 105.1 up.
Opening at 250.
Shuya Takahashi now opening at 250 kilos.
Yeah, this is just 10 kilos below his max, so I imagine to see a jump beyond that on his second. Should this move well?
That's a lovely opener.
Yeah, really, really speedy. A good lift, of course, and expecting to see him surpass his current personal best on his second.
Opening at 250. The bar is loaded.
So I think the new rule is the headband has to be plain that they wear. You can see Takahashi wears one there.
Now have Max Lu at the same weight, 250 kilos for Singapore. opener was easy, but let's wait for the refs. Yeah,
No
this is what I
lift for
thought. A
simple
little bit too
water
high.
weight, 2
Yeah, we'll
deadlifts
have a look at
on
that again on the
vet.
replay. Bearing in mind, the side that we
Next up,
see is the side that gets the
Mukas
white
of
light. We're looking
Hungary.
for the hip crease to go
The
lower
bar
than the top
is
of the knee
loaded.
joint. And, as we said yesterday, as the weight classes get heavier, it does become a little
Mukas
harder to tell,
opening
as
at
naturally their legs are bigger.
250 kilos.
Coach goes to the jury.
Yeah, jury sent him off, saying
Let's
to him
go.
that it was a bit too high. Same weight, 250 for Munka's mate from Hungary.
Definitely no depth issues there.
Good lift
And a
for
good lift.
Hungary. Well done. We're moving on to Brazil's Gabriel Casaniga. The bar is loaded. Let's go. Casaniga opening at 252.5.
The bar is loaded for Gabriel Casaniga.
15 kilos below his personal best. Been competing for 4 years, but only 20 years old, so still 3 years left in the juniors.
Saw him coaching a couple of days ago. Hope he's not too tired because of it.
Oh, that is a tough opener for Gabriel. But he gets it, and I'm glad, because I'm not sure, Alexander, how much he has left in the tank after that.
From what we just saw, maybe 2.5, maybe 5.
Yeah, I was trying to read his body language coming off, and he put his hand up, and I'm not sure if that's like I don't know if I've got any more than that in there.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just wise to say, okay, I have a bad day, I'll just scratch my attempt and I'll focus on bench press. We now have Samuel Svartjo from Finland opening at 270 kilos.
Nice comfortable looking opener there for Samuel. And a good lift.
Good lift for Finland. Well done. Coming up next, Jeff Brunen of Belgium. The bar is loaded. Opening at 270.
270 kilos now for Gert Vroenen from Belgium. Opening 20 kilos under his PP.
It's a very comfortable looking opener for Gert. And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Next, we have Dylan Holroyd of Canada, the last lifter in the round.
The heaviest opener will be for Dylan Holroyd from Canada. 285 kilos on the bar. And that's a really comfortable opener. A good lift, 3 white lights.
We are going into round 2 of the squat, starting with David Ross of Hungary.
obviously not getting a squat in on the board. Going to have to reattempt that. Nordberg not coming out for a second or third, so slightly shorter flight this time round.
Yeah, we'll have once again David Eros with 2:37.5, 12.5 kilo jump. Still under his PB.
Yeah, in the 120s is where we start to see bigger jumps look a lot more comfortable, and we're slightly less worried about them on this side.
Yeah, 12.5 is a reasonable one.
Come on, all the way up.
It was a bit of a work, but still
It's a good
okay
lift
for him.
Yeah, and of course it doesn't take away from the fact that different countries have different techniques in their openers, some opening closer and pushing that smaller amount, but generally, you know, in the 120s, you can see 20 to 25 kilo jumps and not be worried about that, with the caveat of their technique.
Let's go, Max.
250 once again for Max Low.
Yeah, just didn't sink it quite far enough on his opener. Strength is definitely there, needs to just squat it a stitch deeper.
Once again, really easy.
Let's see what the
This
best
time
is.
it's a good lift, good white lights, so
Well done.
everyone is on the board.
Next out.
Yeah, and it's so important to adapt and overcome when you are in the face of adversity. Getting the red lights in your openers, you can definitely let it get into your head, but just come back out and show them what they need to see. Perfect example of that from Lou.
A 5 kilo jump for Gabriel Casaniga. 257.5.
Yeah, his opener was near limit lift, and he has chosen to come out and take another 5 kilo jump, so perhaps has quite the squat grind on him.
Yeah, I really hope we'll see him winning the battle against the bar. The opener was really difficult.
Another fantastic fight from Gabriel, but can he get through it? No. Yeah, and I think we expected that.
Yeah, he really tried his best, but as you said, judging by the opener, it should have been the third attempt maybe.
Yeah, and you know, we don't know what happened. Perhaps his last warm-up was good, and then the jump from the warm-up to this just tanked him. And like you said, he's been coaching earlier in the week.
Yeah, so that plays a major role for sure. We have now Mate Munkas, 270 kilos.
Let's go.
As you said, Amelia, a 20 kilo jump, but for the 120s, I think it's much more common, especially on squats.
Yeah, and this leaves him just 5 kilos below his personal best.
Once again, seems like a good lift.
Yeah, 3 white lights. Nice second attempt there. Very quick down into the hole, using that momentum to stand up. So as usual with this technique, you see the slow down halfway up. I'm sure that's where we'll see that grind on his third.
A 25 kilo jump for Shuya Takahashi. You were talking earlier about the nation coaching strategies, and big jumps is definitely a strategy of Team Japan.
Yeah, we've seen that all the way through. Even from the lighter weight women, we've seen jumps up to maybe 20 kilos. Looks a little bit more comfortable on a 120 though.
That was indeed a comfortable second attempt.
Yeah, good lift, and I could see another somewhat big jump justifiable to his third. I wouldn't say another 25, but
Samuel
Yeah,
Svartsjö,
15, 12 and a half, something like
285
that.
kilos.
my mind would go to
The
12 and
bar
a
is
half, but I think
loaded.
I sit on the more conservative side here.
I think 10 is the best option.
Kom igen Samuel.
Okay, we'll see.
Now have Samuel Svartro from Finland open second attempt at 285. Once again, a quite big jump with 15 kilos.
It is a good
And it's a
lift
good
from
lift, 3 white
Finland.
lights.
Well done. Next, Belgium and Gert Brunen. 300 kilos. The bar is loaded. Let's hear it for Brunen.
Speaking about big jumps, here is Gerd Vunnen, 300 kilos. A 30 kilos jump between his first and his third.
Yeah, I think the biggest jump we've seen in this flight. And straight ahead of his personal best of 290. Yeah, and he moves it well. Let's wait for the lights from the referees. 2 to 1, a good lift. He has a depth call from the center referee, which I think is a fair enough call in terms of the center position. It's harder to tell, but it definitely looks deep enough from the sides.
Yeah, don't think the jury is going to do anything about that.
Personal record attempt.
We now have the last attempt of the second round for Dylan Holroyd, Canada. This is a 17.5 kilo jump.
Yeah, and already 2.5 kilos above his personal best. That's comfortable. 3 white lights, a good lift. 21 years old. It says he's been competing for 10 years, so that issue is quite the competitive experience.
Yeah, 10 years old, that is a lot of times for a powerlifter, especially at 21 years old. So that concludes our second round. As you can see on the screen, Dylan Holroyd leading with 302.5, followed by Vornen at 300 and by Samuel Svartsjö at 285.
Just a reminder, this is the first flight of 2, so immediately after the third attempt, we'll be going through to the A flight, who will follow.
Of Hungary, 242.5 kilos.
The last attempt of David Eros at 42.5. A 5 kilo jump.
5 attempts left to make any changes.
Just too heavy. I think the bar began to roll up his back as well, but I think he got all he could out of the 237.
We have Brazil's Gabriel Casamiro coming out for a 257.5 squat. The bar is loaded.
Not sure he will step on the platform to reattempt this 257.5.
Yeah, I think he's just doing the sportsmanlike thing to do. These are the heavier men, so just looking to give them a little bit more time to breathe. We'll take this moment to thank our sponsors, Aleco and SBD. Without them, none of this would be possible. You can see here the Aleco bars, plates, collars, rack, even the platform, and of course we have the SBD t-shirts being worn by the spotters and loaders. We'll see singlets, knee sleeves, belts, wrist straps, the lot throughout the week, supporting our athletes quite literally and figuratively.
Yeah, they're always doing a great job. Great job with the sponsorship and of course A lot of lifters have their national
Yeah.
singlet, and it's really something to be proud of.
Best in the world for the best in the world.
No lift for Brazil. We are loading up
And
the bar
now we've let the
for
time
4
run out. Like I
minutes.
said, it's the sportsmanlike thing to do in a flight of what is now 8. They're lifting a lot of weight. The 120 is probably not used to training with really short breaks, so it's quite a big turnaround, quick turnaround for them.
The bar is loaded. Series of max.
A 15 kilo jump for the last attempt of Max Low, 265 loaded on the bar, having a PB at 263, which I assume has to be a national record. So maybe another national record attempt on his last.
Good lift for Singapore.
And that's a good
Well
lift.
done. Next out on the platform, Japan's Shuya Takahashi. 2 more attempts to make changes. The bar is loaded.
A 10 kilo jump for the last attempt of Shuya Takahashi, 285 loaded on the bar. Had a comfortable second attempt, adding 10 kilos.
Yeah, this will further extend his personal best. 25 kilos didn't really slow him down too much. 10 kilos seems like a good conservative jump here. Some lifters do just move fast until they don't. Let's see how it moves for Shuya.
And I think that was the right choice, Amelia. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, like you said, sometimes you can take that risk of pushing as many kilos as you can, but then it's a, do I get it, do I not? Or I can go a couple kilos lighter and secure some definite kilos. Really quite a gambling game there.
Let's go.
285 once again, this time for Mate Monkas from Hungary. This will be a 10 kilo PB attempt.
A huge fight, but yeah, with that technique of quick into the hole, we saw the breakdown exactly where we thought it'd be, and usually these lifters have a little less grind in them.
295 kilos.
No less impressive, just a different style.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really close though.
Bar is loaded.
Maybe
No
lost a
more
bit of
changes.
tension as well. He will still work with a new PB on squat no matter what. We now have 295 kilos for Samuel Svarsjo from Finland.
It'll be a 2.5 kilo personal best should he make this. Followed by Vunen and Holroyd before moving through to the next flight of lifters.
Once again, fell short.
No lift.
Yeah, that is a shame. It's a great fight, and I really thought he was going to get through it, but it's such an awkward sticking point. And I feel like there's a couple of centimeters that if you make through those centimeters, you're going to stand it up, but if you don't, and those are obviously the hardest bit. That
Bar is loaded.
Yeah, definitely the hardest to
Let's see it will
to
get.
come through. We now have 310 kilos, which will be a PB attempt for Geert Bronnen from Belgium.
He is still going.
Good
Had a bit of a
run.
wobble at the top, and I hope that doesn't. Yeah,
One lift,
that's
unfortunately.
such a shame because that was the grind of a lifetime.
It was a magnificent one. Take a look at the replay.
Still the last lifter in the round.
Yeah, and
Still
it can't be
Norwood
contested.
from
He gets 3
Canada.
reds, but just
The
here I
bar
think,
is loaded.
yeah, his knees unlocked and a bit of a wobble.
Let's go, Dylan. 310 kilos. Also, if
The
you're
last
from
attempt of this
Great
first
Britain.
flight will be for Dylan Holroyd. Once again, 310. This will be as well a 7.5 kilo jump and a PB attempt at 7.5.
Good.
And once
Safety
again,
and
a no lift. A bit too heavy for today.
for Canada, unfortunately.
That was a rough third attempt for pretty much every lifter of this big group. Only Takahashi and Low managing to get their third on board.
Starting with Italy and Samuel Marzano.
And we head straight through to the second flight of 120 juniors. Holroyd currently leading, followed by Vrunen and Takahashi. Of course, this is subject to change. I think those positions will be taken in the openers of the first lifts of this flight. Samuel Marzano from Italy, 280 kilos.
Good
That's a
lift
good
for
lift for
Italy.
Samuele.
Well done. We have Australia's Tristan Sun coming out next, opening at 285. The bar is loaded. Let's go, Tristan.
Tristan Sun from Australia, 285 kilos. This is what I'm talking about. 285 would match what is currently in bronze from the first group on his opener, just at a heavier body weight. So some phenomenal openers here in this A flight.
Yeah, we'll have 4 lifts, 4 openers at 300 and over. So, of course, the medals should be there.
Very easy opener for Tristan. I imagine to see a sizable jump to his second, should it be a good lift.
Nice and easy opener.
Of course, the 3 white light good lift.
Coming out
And a lot of
next,
confidence
Andrew
shown by
Blackwood from
Samuel
Ireland.
here. By Tristan,
The
sorry.
bar is loaded. Blackwood opening at 285.
Now we have a very familiar face to the international scene. Somehow still a junior. He's been around for a long time. His last year as a junior, 23 years old, Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, 285 kilos. Probably the nicest and loudest person in the room at any given time.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a fantastic lifter and a human being. And I think it started at 93, if I'm not wrong, something like that.
Yeah, he's definitely climbed the weight classes and
Yeah.
I think found comfort in the 120s, although still light at 114.85.
That's a lovely looking opener.
And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Next up, Norway's Høyre 290 kilo.
Yeah, no depth issue here.
And it's nice to see lifters start, as a sub-junior, work their way all the way through, and we see them kind of grow and become, bigger and better athletes.
Absolutely.
Mats Høylo Kjostad from Norway, 290 kilos.
Nice opener, really deep. Not sure he'll be in trouble here. Yeah, 3 white lights, good lift.
For Norway. Well done. Next up, also from Norway, Christian Haugen. The bar is loaded. Christian is opening at 292.5.
Followed by his teammate Christian Haugen from Norway, opening on 292.5 kilos. already moves him into squat bronze on his opener with 4 lifters to follow.
And another familiar face, Amelia, last year as a junior and not his first time at World Championships.
Yeah, quite a few familiar faces in this flight. Yeah, and you can see the experience with it there. It's a lovely opener.
Absolutely, a good lift,
Good
3 white
lift for
lights.
Norway. Well done. And coming out next, not so Chile of Great Britain, opening at 310.
And as to be expected, the top 3 fighting for podium and overall are opening last on squat, with the exception of Cardoso Gomez Davy. Nonso Chinye now from Great Britain, opening on 310 kilos, the favourite for overall crown. 19 years old. This is his first year as a junior and already projected in first to put up something mean.
Definitely one of the most expected lifter.
Yeah, and a phenomenal opening squat. Has not changed the fact that he squats super deep.
Yeah, 3 white lights, of course. A good lift.
And only a couple of years ago when he was a sub-junior in Turkey, he was a 105, if you can imagine that.
Has a monster physique, of course. Already really well developed.
The bar is loaded.
We now have Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 315 kilos for his opening squat. Currently in prognosis on silver behind Chinye. Not a million miles off, but he'll have to have a good day and hope Chinye misses in order to take that title away from him. But we've seen weirder things happen, so we'll have to see how it pans out. Another lifter who is a familiar face in the game. Unlike Chinye, who's his first year in the juniors, it is Melnichuk's last year in the juniors, so see what he can do.
Well, that is a comfortable opener for him, especially knowing his ability to grind. That's a good lift.
Yeah, we've spoken about that before, how some lifters may look like their opener is much harder, but they can still match those jumps because they can continue to push. And, you know, Melnichuk definitely is one of those lifters, as you said, who can continue to push. Currently in third on prognosis, we have Jaden Edwards from the United States, a relatively new lifter to the scene. Opening on 315, 30 kilos below his squat PB. And just for reference, the junior squat record is 365.5, held by Matthew Soma from the United States and held by since 2016. It moved very quickly. Look for the lights, and it is a good lift. Yes, that's one of the longest standing records, I think, by Matthew Soma from Colleen, I think, 2016.
Let's hear it for Brazil.
And we have our final opener now from Davy Cardoso Gomez from Brazil, 315 kilos. Same weight as Edwards and Melnichuk at a slightly heavier body weight.
He's having a PB at 332.5.
Yeah, and he's not prognosis in the top 3, so I imagine squat is what he's going to be really fighting for a medal in. And that is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Well, now we are going into round 2 of the squats. Samuele Marzano of Italy coming out next, 292.5.
That concludes our first round, Amelia.
Yes, Cardoso Gomez on body weight in bronze. All the top three in squat with the same weight, only separated by body weight. Edwards in silver and Melnichuk currently in squat gold. We head through to the second attempt now, and Samuel Marzano from Italy takes 292.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump.
Once again, a good lift for Samuele.
Started to slow down a little bit there, but tells him exactly where he is and needs to go for his third.
300 kilos for him. The bar is loaded. Let's hear for Tristan.
300 kilos for Tristan Sunday from Australia. 15 kilo jump from his opener, leaving him 5.5 kilos below his personal best. Australia bringing a much bigger team this year.
Yeah, they had athletes in pretty much every weight class and every divisions. Bit of a work, but still a solid second attempt.
3 white lights, a good lift. Yeah, and we know when Australia can put together a team, they can be dangerous. I mean, just look at the Olympics, they did pretty well there.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job at the Olympics, absolutely.
They beat us, not that bitter. Didn't quite catch up to you guys, but... Now, Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, 300 kilos, a 15 kilo jump from his opener, leaving him just 10 kilos off his personal best. Yeah, that's a lovely second attempt from Andrew. Just waiting for the lights. Yeah, I couldn't imagine there'd be too much wrong with that, and then there wasn't. It's a good lift, 3 white lights.
As you could see on replay, no depth issues here for Andrew.
Yeah, you can really see the experience, and I imagine to see the same here from Mats Høylo Kjolsdal from Norway. 310 kilos, 20 kilo jump from his opener to match his personal best. Not right now fighting for a podium position, but could fight for team points. Currently in 6th in prognosis, top 5 getting team points.
Oh, it was that close, but started to twist a bit and...
Yeah, 20 kilos perhaps a bit too much of a jump today, but like you said, he did start to twist, so maybe if he can prevent the bar kind of shifting on his back and rolling up a bit, because it did seem to do that, he can grind through that on his third, but it will definitely be hard. 312.5 kilos for Christian Eekhaugen from Norway. 20 kilo jump. 2.5 kilo personal best should he get this. His opener was very, very comfortable.
As we said, an experienced athlete here, so I'm sure he's used to these types of high pressure moments.
Yeah, and you can tell with that attempt. Is a good lift, 3 white lights. Of course, not all the weight is on the lifter. I mean, quite literally, the weight is all on the lifter, but the coaches carry a lot of that figurative weight in choosing the attempt selection. A lot of the time, they control that entire power.
Yeah, that's definitely a relief for the coach when the lifter nail these big jumps, of course.
Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine taking 325 kilos, Currently in squat gold. This will keep him here. I think he is the lightest of all of the top lifters.
The current bronze medal at the previous European Championships in Croatia.
Yeah, and that is fantastic patience there. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Well done. We have Great Britain's Monzo Shinye coming out next for a 327.5 kilo attempt. The bar is loaded.
Monzo Chinye from Great Britain now taking a 17.5 kilo jump to 327.5 to move him into squat gold for the time being, with Gomez and Edwards to follow. This is half a kilo below his personal best and British junior record. There seems to be plenty left in the tank for Nonso.
Yeah, at least 7.5, maybe 10. Of course, they want to maintain their advance over the rest of the pack.
Yeah, just like you said, they're currently in the lead and just wants to secure as many kilos as they can, especially heading into deadlifts. We know that he has the advantage there.
Oh yeah, he will have, that's for sure.
Now we have Davy Cardoso Gomez from Brazil jumping 15 kilos to 330 for his second attempt to move him into squat gold ahead of Chinye.
Let's go, David. 330 kilos.
That is a huge fight, and I'll have a look at that again in the replay. I personally don't know if a spotter touched the side of that bar or if it just dipped.
Is Jaden Edwards, USA, 337.5.
Although I'm not too sure if he would have got through that fight anyway, but I don't see the coach going to the jury, which is well worth doing in that situation.
Yeah, always go to the jury, as we said. Important.
For now, that is a no lift and remains off the squat podium. Jaden Edwards, however, from the United States, still in squat bronze. This moves him into squat gold heading into the third attempt. 337.5 kilos. Big jump from his opener. 22.5 kilos. Again, not so uncommon in the 120s. We'll have to see how this affects him specifically. The weight looked really good. I'm a little worried about that depth.
Let's see what it says.
No, 3 white lights, a good lift. We'll have a look at that from the side angle because it is not always so telling from the front. And it seems like his hips managed to dip in there, which is why, you know, I can never judge first time round. And heading into the third attempts, Melnichuk from Ukraine in squat bronze, in silver Chinye from Great Britain, and in gold Jaden Edwards. Subject to change now as we head to the third and final attempts of squats. Samuel Mazzano from Italy, 302.5 kilos for his third and final attempt.
And already some big jumps. Huge squat put on the board, and it's only the second attempt.
That is a phenomenal fight from Mazzano. Unfortunately, 2-1, a no lift. Far side referee for depth, the near side referee a blue light. I'm wondering if it's downwards movement or soft knees. Can't really see the blue, but coach is sent away by the jury, so they agree. Tristan Sunday from Australia, 307.5 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump from his second, looking to take home a new junior national record, which is currently his 305.5. Of course, at an international, you can't chip national records, so you must take the full 2.5. Phenomenal effort there from Tristan. That is what you call a limit lift.
Well, 2-1, a good lift so far, and as you said, maybe a new national record in there. Great job.
Next out, we have Mats Høylo Kjølestad of Norway. The bar is loaded. Kom igen, Mats.
We now have Mats Høylo Kjølstad from Norway taking 310 kilos again after missing this on his second.
Re-attempting 310 kilos.
Just twisted a little bit on his way up on his second. Can he prevent that here in his third and fight through it? It looks like he can.
And yeah, that's a good lift. As we said, just needed to correct to do another squat with a correct bar path.
Yeah, one way to make a squat feel 10 kilos heavier is for it to be twisting around on your back, so I did really well to keep it stationary. 312.5 kilos for Andrew Blackwood from Ireland. One of the lifters looking for that top 5 position in the world, looking to take home team points. To be a 2.5 kilo personal best. Should Andrew get this? Lovely and deep. What a fight. He smiles as he breaks through it.
Fantastic.
Not many lifters know from just out the hole that it's going to be a good lift, but 3 white lights, a good lift.
Yeah, he really smiled. He smiled since the beginning. You know, it was at the very beginning of the grind, and he knew that you were going to hit this one up. Congratulations, Andrew.
Yeah, that only looks cool if you do make the lift, but luckily he did. Well, no luck to it. That was hard work. 320 kilos now for Christian Ikaugen from Norway. A 7.5 kilo jump from his second. That is a wonderful third attempt from Ikaugen. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Well done. We have 4 lifters left in the squat session. Taras Levichuk of Ukraine is coming up next for a 330 kilo attempt.
We have 4 squats remaining, all monstrous attempts. Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine to move into squat silver from bronze for the time being with 330 kilos. A new personal best, should he make this. Currently on third in prognosis. And that is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Beautiful lift. Next up, David Cardoso Gomez from Brazil. Do we have Brazilian here? We do.
Now an attempt to move around the squat medals.
The bar is loaded for Davi Cardoso Gomez of
We have
Brazil.
Davy Cardoso Gomez, missed 330 on his second, looking to get 332.5 for a match personal best and to secure himself a squat medal. We know that's what he's come here to do today. Can he do it now on his final attempt?
Let's help Davi to get it. Come on, Davi. Come on, Davi. You got this.
Just too much. Oh, you have to make sure as a lifter that you stick with the bar. He apologises to the spotters and loaders, but that is a lot of weight to drop into people's hands. So just please never do that. You can see here, just too heavy. And maybe if that was a 120 kilo lift, that's doable, but still not okay.
You can really hurt someone by doing this.
But unfortunately does not walk away with a squat medal. Our penultimate lifter out now, taking a bigger jump here than he did from his opener to his second. 15 kilo jump from his second to his third. Huge final attempt from Nonso Chinye to move him into squat bronze, into gold, ahead of Melnichuk, ahead of Edwards, with Edwards to follow. Nonso Chinye, Great Britain, 342.5 kilos for a final squat attempt. Way more than he has ever squatted ever before on the platform.
That'll be a new national record as well.
And it is so good. It is rare that we see Nonso grind. And we barely did. 3 white lights, a good lift. And I did not expect them to jump that far for the third, but it looked good, and he still looks like he's got plenty of energy heading into bench.
I get their strategy. They know that the USA is going to make big jumps, so they want to maintain advance over USA, and that worked.
And the final squat attempt now. Jaden Edwards from the United States jumping to 352.5 kilos in his third and final attempt, trying to close the gap between himself and Chinye. This moves him into squat gold ahead of Nonso. Leaves him 13 kilos off the world record. Oh, and that moves so well. Let's wait for the lights. It is a good lift. 3 white lights for Edwards and moves into squat gold, trying oh so hard to close the gap between him and Chinye, which currently stands at 30 kilos in prognosis. Of course, we know who will have the last laugh on deadlifts, but Edwards trying to build as high of a subtotal as he can heading into that. Before we head into a break, we'll see here Melnichuk from Ukraine walks away with squat bronze with 330 kilos. Nonso Chinye from Great Britain walks away with squat silver with 342.5 kilos. And in squat gold, Jaden Edwards from the United States with 352.5 kilos. We're going to head into a 10-minute break now before bench press. Don't go anywhere and we will see you then. Hello and welcome back to the 2024 IPF World Junior Powerlifting Championships here in St. Paul's Bay, Malta. We have for you the 120 kilo juniors for you this morning. Just a reminder, it is 2 flights of 9. We can see here currently the results of the squats. Edwards leading with 352.5 with gold. Chinye with squat silver with 342.5, and Melnichuk from Ukraine with 330 in squat bronze. We head through now to the bench press session to see who will push what and how much.
We'll have now to start Max Lu from Singapore, opening at 127.5. And a good lift for Max, 3 white lights.
It's a good lift. Next up, David Ross of Hungary, opening at 145.
David Eros now at 145, opening 12.5 kilos below his PB.
The bar is loaded.
Yeah, it seems like his rack height was put in as something quite high. I've seen some tall lifters, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen someone with a bench rack that high.
Yeah, not that tall, I think.
They would really be a deadlift specialist, wouldn't they, if their rack height was that high?
And I'll recommend them to go and play basketball, I think.
I mean, saying that, it still looks pretty high, but I am 5'3", so I'm not really one to speak about that. Yeah, you see, it looks a lot more normal now he's on the bench.
Yeah, we see them closely, and we can tell you that all of these guys are like super tall.
Nice easy opener there. 3 white lights, a good lift. And you can always tell, as you know, the beginning of the week with the lightweight men and women, these spotters and noders look very big, towering over the lifters, and they start to get smaller and smaller.
Let's go.
Opening 15 kilos below his PB, this is Mate Munkas from Hungary, 150 kilos.
Nice easy looking opener there for Mate. Usually I say we don't normally see too much drama in bench press openers, and we don't like to, it should be something they feel really comfortable with, but I feel reserved saying that now because we've had some dramatic starts to and ends to bench sessions this week, but that was a good lift.
Coming up next is Gabriel Casaniga of Brazil. The bar is loaded.
160 kilos now for Gabriel Casaniga from Brazil. Opening 7.5 kilos under his current PB. Let's see how it moves.
Gabriel is opening at 160.
Has a much more comfortable start to bench press than he had on his squat. It's a good lift.
Let's give it a moment to sort the
The next one is loaded at 162.5 for Dylan Holroyd.
Yeah, opening just 2.5 kilos below his personal best. As I mentioned in the squats, he's been competing for 10 years, which would mean he started at 11 years old in powerlifting. Not just in powerlifting, but competing in powerlifting. So that's right. That's starting quite young. Just getting the lights fixed by the referees currently. We've already thanked our sponsors, but no harm in doing it again. We'll say thank you to Aleco and SBD. Without none of this would be possible. Best kids in the world, the best athletes in the world. Continue to stand by that. Perhaps if we look at the running order, as you can see here, currently got some big openers in this flight. Of course, the biggest opener from Team Japan, notorious for fantastic bench presses. Takahashi opening on 205 kilos. The current world junior record is 253. That's held by Jonah Weindijk from Germany. He is a phenomenal bench presser, and for a short while that was the world open record as well, but that got extended to 261. 205 kilos, a phenomenal bench press opener, and definitely could fight for a medal should he make big jumps. Of course, some big openers in that second flight as well. Melnichuk, Eek Haugen, Matsano.
The bar is loaded. Let's hear for Dylan from Canada.
But for now, we continue with the competition.
162.5.
And as we said, the bar is loaded for Dylan Holroyd at 162.5 from Canada. A lot of lifters coming from Canada this year. Same as Team Australia in pretty much every weight class. And an easy opener.
Nice and easy opener for Dylan.
Yeah, and I'm glad the fact that he had to wait a little bit longer didn't affect him. It can, of course, you know, drum up some nerves. Probably still nervous to get your opener in anyway, and then when you get held back, can perpetuate that, but didn't let him bother him.
Coming out next from Finland, we have Samuel Svartsjö. The bar is loaded. Samuel opening at
We'll now have
165.
Samuel Svartsjö opening at 165.
So to wait for the side referee.
Opening 10 kilos below his PB.
Lovely easy opener there for Samuel.
Yeah, that's a good lift for him. 2 white lights.
Coming out next, Belgium's Gerd Ronan. Opening at 185. The bar is loaded.
The bar is now loaded at 185 for Gert Vroden. PB at 198. A national record.
Very comfortable looking opener there for Runen. And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Well done. Coming out next, Aron Nordberg, Finland.
Yeah, that was an easy opener.
Bar is
I think we
loaded.
might see him attempting a new national record
Aron is
on his
opening
second
at
or his third.
185. Kom igen, Aron.
Aron Nordberg with 185. As he is wearing his knee sleeves on bench press, which is quite uncommon.
Yeah, don't see that too often. Sometimes, maybe couldn't get them off after squats, but sometimes, you know, lifters use a lot of leg drive. That's the only reason I can think about that. I did for a second think he was going to enter the rack over the bar. Three white lights, a good lift.
Finland and Aron, well done. Next up, Shuya Takahashi from Japan. Opening at 2:05.
He's allowed to wear the knee sleeves. You know, it's not against the rules. I just don't see the advantage. Maybe he actually couldn't get them off after squats. It's very warm.
Yeah, maybe some psychological advantage, I don't know. 205 for Shuya Takahashi from Japan. As you said, a big bench presser.
Yeah, opening on his personal best. Our final opener of his first flight. Wow, very easy opener there for Takahashi.
Easy opener.
Yeah, 2-1. We got a red by the right side ref for depth. Let's have a look at the replay.
Yeah, so we're looking for his elbows here, the elbow joint to be parallel with the shoulder. And again, like I've said before, there is a difference between being wonky and being above parallel.
The bar is loaded.
We have leading so far Shuya Takahashi with 205, followed by Aaron Nordberg at 185, and by Gert Vronen at 185 as well, heavier on bodyweight. Second attempt for Max Low, 132.5.
Good lift for Singapore.
And a good lift.
Next up, David Eros of Hungary. Going for 155. The bar is loaded. Let's go, David.
A 10 kilo jump for David Eros, 155 loaded on the bar.
Yeah, just 2.5 kilos below his personal best.
Once again, a comfortable second attempt. A good lift for David.
Hungary. Coming up next, Mate Munkas of Hungary, 162.5 kilos on the bar. The bar is loaded. Let's hear for Mate.
Mate Monkas at 162.5. 12.5 kilo jump, getting close to his PB, only 2.5 kilos below it.
That is a good lift. 3 white lights.
Well done. Coming out on the platform, Miss Gabrielle Casamiro of Brazil.
A 7.5 kilo jump, trying to match his current PB. This is now Gabriel Casanera from Brazil.
Nice smooth opener. Looking to build up the kilos here for his total. Had a tough time with squats, only got his opener in and it was hard, so hopefully that's not tanked his energy too much. Grinding through a squat can be extremely fatiguing.
It's a solid second attempt for Gabriel.
Good lift for
A good lift,
Brazil.
through what lights.
Well done. Out next, Dylan Holroyd of Canada. The bar is loaded. Let's go, Dylan.
Dylan Holroyd for his second attempt.
Five-kilo personal best. Should he make this? Or a grind towards the top there, but manages to lock it out. A good lift, a new personal best, 3 white lights. Seems to be reaching the top end of what he has today. We'll have a look at that again.
Going for 175 kilos.
See that slow down towards lockout.
Yeah, I think the coach will just load 2.5 more. We now have Svartjo Samuel, a 10-kilo jump, 175 on the bar. 3 beautiful, like red plates each.
Yeah, this is a big milestone bench for a lot of lifters. This matches his personal best. So I imagine looking to exceed that on his third.
And a good lift through white lights.
A good lift for Finland. Next out, we have Gerd Brunen, Belgium. The bar is loaded.
10-kilo jump as well, this time for Gert Vronen from Belgium. 2 more lifters to go after him.
3 kilos below his personal best, so should this go well, I imagine he'll jump to 200 for a new national record.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Good lift for Belgium.
That's a good lift through white lights.
Arnold coming out for 195. The bar is
Yeah, and actually
loaded.
he's not a million miles off of that top 5,
And the
top
corner
10,
flag
so
is
it's whether
out.
he'll risk the
Kom igen,
kilos
Arnold.
or try and push for it. I suppose both answers lead to 200.
Let's go, Arnold. This is what you came
We
for.
now have Aaron Norberg. Has
Yeah.
been-
The referee says you can't enter from the back, which I did think was a newer rule. You have to enter the bench from the front.
I think it's the new rule related to the depth one. I think it since last year, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, released around about the same time.
It doesn't look to bother him. 3 white
Good
lights.
lift for Finland.
Yeah, and a new personal best.
Well
I think it's more of a ritualistic thing than anything else, so there's no advantage really from entering from the back of the rack.
done. And it's over 200 kilos, so
Although,
we
you know,
almost
having your
qualified.
ritual knocked out of place can affect a lifter, but he seemed fine. Nordberg managing to get that lift in.
Once again, Team
The bar
Japan
is loaded.
attempting a huge
So
jump,
for Team
222.5.
Yeah, this is a big jump, particularly on bench press, 17.5 kilos. Like I said, perhaps pushing for a potential bench press medal. And he doesn't have the foresight to know what the others are going to put on the bar, so just has to put as many kilos as he can pull out of himself today.
Yeah, it's more likely that the podium will stand around 225 to 230. So he knows that he really wants to try to push.
Definitely a lot harder, but to be expected with a 17.5 kilo jump on bench.
No
Ooh.
lift for Japan,
He gets a yellow from the
unfortunately,
far
with
side
2 red
referee
lights
and a
on the
red from the right
bench.
hand side. So the red would be for
On the
elbow
lift
depth,
round
and the
2,
yellow I imagine would be
we
for
have Max
maybe,
Low of
looks
Singapore
like they're saying soft elbows.
coming out for a
That's what the jury
135
is
kilo
saying. They're saying
attempt.
the elbows are soft.
And the bar is loaded.
So unfortunately it remains in no lift.
Come on, Max.
So that concludes the second round. 205 for Shuya Takahashi, still leading, followed by Aaron Norberg at 195, and once again by Gert Vronen at 195.
Yeah, that might hurt his chances as for pushing for a podium position on bench press, but we'll have to see how he does with that third.
Just before that, Max Low attempting his third, 135.
2.5 kilos seems like the right call there, but
No lift for
unfortunately,
Singapore,
2 to 1 a no
unfortunately, with 2
lift
red
for
lights
downwards
from the
movement.
sides. We have David Eros coming out
Have a look at that in the
for
replay. I saw the bar go up at different
162.5
speeds,
kilos.
looking for the dip.
Hard to tell.
The bar is loaded.
Coach
For
goes to the
David
jury
of
as the jury
Hungary.
review it.
There's 5 attempts left to change your openers.
And we have now David
Come on,
Eros
David.
at 162.5.
Must be a 5 kilo personal best. Should he make this?
Solid fight.
It's a good lift
3
for
white lights, a
Hungary.
good lift.
Well done. Next up, Martin Munkas, Hungary.
Just
Coming
7
out for
lifts remaining before we head through to
170
the
kilo
next
third
flight of lifters.
best. Over his personal best. The bar is loaded. Let's hear from Mate.
Last attempt for Mate Munkas at 170 kilos.
Good lift for
2 to 1, a
Hungary.
good
2
lift
to
so
1.
far for Mate.
Well done.
Yeah, gets a yellow from the side referee. We'll have a look at that side angle, see if there's any sort of lift here.
The bar is loaded. So we will
No, I think his glutes did stay stuck down there. You can see the light coming through, but that's at the lower of his back.
172.5 for Gabriel Casanega
for a
as he
personal
will attempt
attempt
a new
by
PB
5 kilos.
by 5 kilos.
And there's the perfect number on the bar for Kasaninga.
And a good lift. And a new PB for him.
Next out, Dylan Holroyd, Canada.
5 lifters to go before ending the B group on bench press.
Let's hear from Dylan. Also attempting a personal best. We have 2 more attempts to
As
change
predicted, a
openers.
2.5 kilo jump for the last attempt of Dylan Holroyd from Canada.
Two and a half kilo jump for a 2.5 kilo personal best.
And a fantastic job here by Dylan and by the coaching staff. 2 white lights.
Now we have Saunders Samuel.
180 kilos for Samuel Svarcho. This will be a 5 kilo PB if he succeeds.
Yeah, and a fairly comfortable looking third for Samuel.
It
A
is
good
a
lift, 3
good
white
lift for
lights.
Finland. Well done. Next out, Aron Nordberg.
By the looks of the conversation they had coming off, I think the coach wanted to put on a little bit more and he perhaps was a little less confident, but what's important is he gets that final lift.
Back to back, another Finnish lifter, 200 kilos for Aron Nordberg.
Yeah, a big milestone bench here. 200 kilos, a huge amount. Obviously being injured, not being able to put up a squat or a deadlift that he wants to. This is his big lift of the day. And then we have 3 benches remaining before we move into the next group of 120s. Phenomenal fight there from Nordberg.
And a good lift, 2 white light.
Gets that 200 kilo bench. What a place to do it as well.
Next, Gert Brunnen, Belgium. The bar is loaded. 202.5 kilos. Let's go.
202.5 for Gert Vronen. As predicted, he will attempt a new national record and overextended by 4.5 kilos.
Yeah, opting for 202.5 instead of 200. A big push there from Gert, but just too much.
No lift,
I feel like 200 kilos would have been the magic number, but much easier to say that from this position than it is from there.
Of
Yeah.
Japan. Coming out for 222.5 kilos.
Reattempting 222.5, Shuya Takahashi.
Yeah, was very close to getting it on his second. Just got called from infractions. Be a big push to get this weight again. .15 seconds to get the start command. Wow, manages to push through it again.
Didn't expect that, but once again.
Yeah, the coach goes to the jury. We'll have a look at that again. The jury, the first time, said his elbows weren't locked out enough. Gets a call for elbow depth. And it won't be overruled by the jury, unfortunately. Such a shame. What a phenomenal effort. And we head immediately into the next flight of lifters where the medals are subject to change. We now have opening at 165 kilos. Davy Cardoso Gomez from Brazil, 165. 5 kilos below his personal best. Centre referee just saying he needs his arms to be more locked out. Lovely, easy opener there for Gomez. And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Well done. Coming up next, Tristan, son of Australia, opening at 180. The bar is loaded. Come on, Tristan.
Tristan Sunday from Australia, 180 kilos, opening 2.5 kilos below his personal best. Nice, comfortable looking opener for Tristan.
And that's great for the
And a
line.
good lift.
For Australia. Next out on the platform, we have Andrew Blackwood, Ireland. The bar is loaded. Andrew is opening at 180. Let's go.
180 kilos now for Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, opening 7.5 kilos below his personal best. Fighting for a top 5 position overall. Good lift, 3 white lights.
Good lift for Ireland. Next out, Jaden Edwards, USA. Opening at 187.5. The bar is loaded.
Now, currently in silver and prognosis, Jaden Edwards from the United States, 187.5 kilos, made some pretty big jumps on his squat, so be interested to see what the strategy here is on his bench. Is he going to be chasing Chinye in gold or defending from Melnichuk in silver? Every lift counts. Only 10 kilos separates him and Melnichuk on prognosis. Currently 30 kilos behind Chinye. And that looks comfortable. 2-1, a good lift. A blue from the center referee for elbows not being locked out enough.
Of Norway. The bar is loaded.
And I think the jury, yeah, they've overruled that to a no lift, which really throws a spanner in the works for Edwards. Mats Høylo Kjølstad from Norway, opening on 190 kilos.
The previous lift was overruled. No lift.
Yeah, so just to confirm, Jaden Edwards without a bench on the board right now. Lovely easy opener from Høylo Kjølstad.
Good lift for Norway.
3 white lights, a good lift.
From Great Britain, Nonso Chinye. The bar is loaded. Nonso opening at 197.5.
Front runner Nonso Chinye comes out for 197.5 kilos, 2.5 kilos below his personal best. Not so common you see such a good deadlifter with a pretty good bench as well. Very well-rounded athlete. Very comfortable looking open for Nonso. 3 white lights, a good lift. And I've said this throughout the week, it's so important, it's becoming so clear that the people who end up winning world championships aren't specialists anymore, are people who can get a big squat, bench and deadlift for that big total. 210 kilos now for Christian Ikhaugen from Norway. Lovely easy opener. 3 white lights, a good
Well
lift.
done. Next one, Samuele Marzano, Italy.
Has a huge personal best
Opening
of
at 250.
242.5. As I said, the world junior record is 253, held by Jonah Weindiek from Germany.
The bar is loaded.
Samuel
Let's go,
Marzano from
Samuele.
Italy, 215 kilos. Opening 2.5 kilos above his personal best. Lovely soft touch on the chest there. Well, unfortunately, 2-1 a no lift. Gets called for elbow depth from the two side referees.
We have Taras Melnichuk coming out.
Center referee seemed happy with it.
From Ukraine, the bar is
Coach
loaded.
goes to the jury as they review it.
Opening at 220.
Now our final opener of the flight, Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 220 kilos. Has a huge PB of 232.5. And this will really help him sneak up on Edwards, who is without a bench opener in yet. Yeah, and that is a lovely attempt. 3 white lights, a good lift. Melnichuk, another athlete who is super well rounded. Good squat, bench, and deadlift. Very reliable at that.
Starting with David Cardoso Gomez of Brazil.
That concludes our opening attempts with Melnichuk leading with 220. Eek Haugen currently in silver and holding on to bronze from the B group, Takahashi from Japan. But we now head through to our second attempt where that is subject to change. David Cardoso Gomez from Brazil, 172.5 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump for a 2.5 kilo personal best. Should he make this? Unfortunately, 2-1 a no lift. Gets a blue from the center referee and a yellow from the side referee. I mean, the yellow would have been for butt lift, but I don't think I saw any in the replay. Coach goes to the jury, and unfortunately that will remain a no lift. Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, 187.5 kilos to match his personal best on his second. 7.5 kilo jump from his opener. A little bit of turbulence, but still moving well. 3 white lights, a good lift. I imagine to see maybe a 5 kilo jump there for Blackwood. Already matching his personal best on his second. Anything from here will be a PB.
Tristan is also going for a personal record attempt by 7.5 kilos.
10 kilo jump for Tristan Sunday from Australia to 190. 7.5 kilo personal best should he make this. Three white lights, a good lift.
Australia. Coming out next from the USA, Jaden Edwards. The bar is loaded. Let's hear it for Jaden. 192.5 kilos.
Now an important lift. Jaden Edwards from the United States. didn't get his opener. And now looking to jump 5 kilos anyway for his second attempt. It wasn't a strength issue, so the risk doesn't lay there. His elbows just weren't locked out quite enough. Gets the start command. Will the risk pay off? Yeah, those look way better this time round. 3 white lights, a good lift. Manages to keep up with Melnichuk.
200 kilos.
Doing his best to stay ahead of him heading into deadlifts. Edwards has a big deadlift on him, but Melnichuk also a fantastic lifter. Be a big battle there. Mats Høylo Kjølsdal from Norway taking a 10 kilo jump to 200. Three white lights, a good lift. They matched personal best.
Next out from Great Britain, Nonso Shinye. 205 kilos. The bar is loaded. Let's hear it for Nonso.
205 kilos now for Nonso Chinye from Great Britain. This is a 5 kilo personal best should he make this. A little bit of work there for Chinye, but it is a good lift. 3 white lights. Expect to see a smaller jump there. Team GB looking to collect as many kilos as they can heading into deadlifts. Have a good lead ahead of Edwards, but not one that can't be caught if mistakes start to be made.
You got this
Now, Samuel Mazzano from Italy, 215 kilos, got called for elbow depth by 2 referees. Looking to get it here on his second. We'll move him straight into bench press silver for the time being. But more importantly, we'll make sure he can continue to build and post a total. Again, the weight is comfortable. And 2 to 1, a good lift this time round. Still gets one call for elbow depth from the far side referee, so have a look at that again.
225 kilos.
Yeah, that certainly looked better this time round.
The bar is loaded.
And it will remain a good lift. The jury aren't touching it, doesn't seem. Christian Ikaugen from Norway, 225 kilos, a 15 kilo jump from his opener. Up an ultimate second attempt. Moves him into bench press gold. Ahead of Melnichuk for the time being, with Melnichuk to follow. That is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Well done.
Moves into bench press gold for the time being.
Taras Melnichuk of Ukraine. 227.5. The bar is loaded. Let's go, Taras.
Now, Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 227.5 kilos to move back into bench press gold. More importantly, collect those extra kilos he's going to need to fight for that silver position.
Beautiful lift. It's a good lift for
And that is a
Ukraine.
good lift, 3 white lights.
Out, David Cardoso Gomez of Brazil.
that concludes our second round of deadlifts. Let's have a look at Melnichuk's second bench one more time.
2.5 kilos
Running out of steam a little bit, but I think if they make sensible decisions, they can make a third. Melnichuk currently leading in bench press gold, just behind Ike Haugen in silver, and Marzano getting his second attempt in bronze. Davi Cardoso Gomez from Brazil didn't get his second attempt. Not a strength issue. It's gone up 2.5 kilos anyway to 175. Looking for those 3 red plates aside. Was it better this time round? Yes, 3 white lights, a good lift.
Next up, Andrew Blackwood from Ireland. Loading up the bar with 192.5 kilos, and the bar is loaded.
Now, Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, 192.5 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from his second. I think this could be the magic number for that third attempt. Another personal best, should he make this. And there we go, a lovely third attempt from Blackwood. A good lift and a new PB. 3 white lights.
Next up, Tristan from Australia, going for 195. The bar is loaded.
195 kilos for Tristan Sunday from Australia. A 5 kilo personal best.
Good lift for Australia.
3 white lights, a good lift. Great final attempt there.
And we're putting 200 kilos on the bar. The bar is loaded. Let's go, Jada.
After missing his opener for his arms not being locked out quite enough, took the risk of jumping 5 kilos and it paid off, managed to straighten his arms out. Now moving to 200 kilos for his third and final attempt. Looking to stay close to Chinye and far from Melnichuk if possible. And that is a good lift, 3 white lights. Now should Chinye make his third attempt, he goes into deadlifts 30 kilos behind. Of course, that is assuming that the deadlift openers are honest, that we have here, which isn't always the case.
The bar is loaded. Kom igen, Mats. And it is a
Mats
personal
Høylo
record
Kjolsdal
attempt.
from Norway, 207.5 kilos. For his third and final attempt, a new personal best. And as I mentioned, looking for a top 5 spot to collect some team points. But just a bit too much, unfortunately.
No lift for Norway, but a good attempt. We have now Nancy Chinje, Great Britain, coming out. 210 kilos. The bar is loaded. Series for Nonso.
Nonso Chinye from Great Britain now taking a 5 kilo jump. Already PB'd on his second. This is to give him 210. And as I said, keep him 30 kilos ahead of Edwards heading into deadlifts. The second was a little bit of work. These 5 kilos extra will really help him heading into deadlifts. Keep that big lead. And that is lovely, reliable as ever. 3 white lights, a good lifter and the leader of the pack heading into deadlifts.
3 meters to go. Next out from Italy, Samuele Marzano.
Gone are the accusations of a deadlift specialist with a 210 kilo bench.
The bar is loaded.
225 kilos for Samuele Marzano from Italy. Jumping 10 kilos, already secured his bench press bronze. This is for a 10 kilo PB. Just needs to keep the elbow depth he found on his second after missing his opener as a result. This time just too heavy, but he still walks away with the bench press bronze, so misses out only on the kilos in doing that.
2 lifters to go. Next up, Christian Haugen of Norway. 232.5. The bar is loaded.
2 benches remaining, first of which we have Christian Haugen from Norway looking to move into bench press gold ahead of Melnichuk. 232.5 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump, 10 kilos below his personal best, a huge final attempt. This is a mammoth bench. Melnichuk to take the same weight but at a lighter body weight has guaranteed himself at least a silver on bench. Big grind from Haugen, but just too heavy. Again, still walks away with the bench press silver, meaning bench press gold is guaranteed to Melnichuk. But he is looking for extra kilos in his total more than anything else.
232.5, and the bar is loaded. Let's go, Taras.
Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 232.5 kilos, already has bench press gold. This matches his personal best. This keeps him as close to Edwards as he can be. 10 kilos behind heading into deadlifts. And it's the perfect number for today. 3 white lights, a good lift, and stays 10 kilos behind Edwards heading into deadlift.
Well done to all lifters. We have concluded the bench with that. We'll take 10 minutes
And that
break
concludes our bench
before
press session. In bench press bronze, we have Samuele Marzano from Italy with 215 kilos. In silver, Christian Haugen from Norway with 225 kilos. And in bench press gold, we have Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 232.5 kilos. And a quick glance at the subtotals heading into deadlifts. Melnichuk currently leading on subtotal ahead of Chinye and Edwards, but of course, as we know, Chinye and Edwards with higher deadlift openers than Melnichuk, so that is subject to change, but it is so close heading into deadlifts. We're going to head into a 10-minute break now before we see who will walk away world champion, who will walk away in silver and bronze. Don't go anywhere and we will see you then. Hello and welcome back to the 2024 IPF World Junior Powerlifting Championships here in St. Paul's Bay, Malta. A quick look here as we head into the deadlifts for the 120 kilo juniors. Just a reminder, there are 2 flights. On subtotals, Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine is leading 10 kilos ahead of Chinye and Edwards. We've seen some huge numbers be put up so far. Of course, Chinye's opening deadlift is 365, so he will absolutely fly up the board there, with Edwards' opening deadlift currently at 335. So both to fly above Melnichuk for now, but it will be a fight until the end between Melnichuk and Edwards. Chinye opening, I think, just 13.5 kilos below the world junior deadlift record and 8.5 kilos below the, sorry, other way round. He's opening 8.5 kilos below the world junior deadlift record and 13.5 kilos below the total record. We head now into the opening deadlifts.
The first bar, as on squat event, is loaded at 75 for Aaron Norberg. A good lift.
Yes, as I was saying, Nonso Chinye's opening deadlift 13.5 kilos below the world junior deadlift record held by Etienne Al-Shair, and the total record very, very close to that as well, 8.5 kilos, also belonging to Etienne.
240 kilos for Shuya Takahashi from Japan, having a PB at 260 kilos.
Sorry, the total is held by Joseph McDonald, not Etienne. Opening 20 kilos below his personal best. Expect to see a big jump there for a second.
Good lift for Japan. Next up, Mate Bukas of Hungary, opening at 260. The bar is loaded. Serve for Mate.
260 kilos now for Mate Munkas from Hungary. Opening 20 kilos below his own PB at 280. Had a great bench press session.
Yeah, and as to be expected, Nordberg has X'd out his second and third attempts.
Easy opener. Let's wait for the refs. Yeah, a few white lights.
It's a good lift. Next out, David Eros, Hungary, 260. The bar is loaded.
Once again, 260 kilos this time for David Eros. PB at 277.5. Good lift, with white lights.
It's a good lift. Next out, Max Liu of Singapore, opening at 265. The bar is loaded.
$265 now for Max Liu from Singapore. It's having a PB at 290 kilos. And with this one, he will secure it 24.5 total PB. And it's done.
Opener for Max. It's a good lift for Singapore. Next up, from Brazil, Gabriel Casaniga, opening at 270. The bar is loaded.
have Gabriel Casaniga at 270 kilos.
15 kilos below his personal best. Still 3 years left in the juniors. Ooh, just tipping back onto his heels there.
No lift for Brazil.
Can sometimes be the case when you're trying to really overextend that lockout position.
Next up, Samuel Svartsjö of Finland. 275 kilo opener. Bar is loaded.
275 kilos now for Samuel Svartsjö, Finland. PB at 300.
Yeah, well worth taking a conservative opener to secure that total. That's a good lift, 3 white lights.
Good lift for Finland. Coming up next, Dylan Holroyd of Canada. The bar is loaded. Dylan is opening at 290.
290 kilos now for Dylan Holroyd from Canada. With the PB at 312.5. Smooth first attempt.
3 white lights, a good lift. Secures his total.
Next up, Gert Ronen of Belgium. Opening at 300 kilos. The bar is loaded. Come on, Gert.
To complete the first round, 300 kilos for Gert Wonen, Belgium. This will be only 5 kilos below his total PB at 800 and 15 kilo below his PB on deadlift. That's a good lift, 3 white lights.
It's a good lift for Belgium. We are going into round 2 of the deadlifts. Shunya Takahashi of Japan. Coming up next for a
We'll see the deadlift and total placement shift around, but just a reminder, we have another flight of 120s to follow, so that's subject to change.
Yeah, and for now 300 for Gert Wonen, followed by Dylan Holroyd at 290 and by Samuel Svartsjö at 275.
Yeah, Nordberg, of course, being injured, not coming out for his second or third.
Second attempt of Shuya Takahashi, trying to match his PB, 20 kilo jump.
Little trouble at lockout there, yeah.
Japan, unfortunately.
Have a look at that again on the replay.
Casaniga of Brazil is coming up next. 270 kilos for his second attempt.
Yeah,
The bar
just
is loaded.
couldn't get that down command because of the lockout and then couldn't hold on to it.
Once again, 270 this time. Hope he'll get it for Gabriel Casaniga.
Yeah, just tipped back onto his heels the first time round, so he's trying to keep the balance. Yeah, there we go, much better.
Beautiful. It's a good lift for Brazil.
And a good lift.
Coming up next, David Eros of Hungary.
Surprises me to see Takahashi jump 15 kilos after missing that second, but we'll see how that goes for him.
The bar is loaded.
277.5 for the second attempt of David Eros. 17.5 kilo jump.
Let's go, David. 277.5.
This is to match his personal best on his second. That is a tough lookout for Eros. I'm not sure. Yeah, I was
No
worried
leave
about that.
for
He gets
Hungary,
called for
unfortunately,
supporting on the legs.
to Red Knights there.
Yeah, let's have a look at the replay, but I think
Coming out of the
the
platform
referee
next, we
the
have
referees are not
Matte
mistaken
Lukas
here.
of
Yeah, he's
Hungary.
bouncing it up
The
his
bar is
legs there,
loaded.
just
Yeah.
not allowed.
Come on, Matte.
20 kilo jump for Mate Munkas, 280 kilos, as he will try to match his current PB on total and on deadlift.
It's a nice looking second attempt and a good
Good
lift.
lift for Hungary. Next up, we have Singapore's Max Lu. The bar is loaded. Max is attempting 282.5.
Second attempt of Maxu is 17.5 kilo jump.
Yeah, still 7.5 kilos below his personal best. He's been competing less than a year, so still growing and trying to find that ceiling of strength, I'm sure. Getting those newbie gains. That is a good lift, 3
for
white lights.
Singapore. Well done. Next lifter out, Finland, Samuel Svartsjö. The bar is loaded. Kom igen, Samuel.
295 kilos for Samuel Zvacho. A 20 kilo jump. Which will be only 5 kilos below his PB on deadlift and 7.5 below his total PB.
Yeah, it's still really comfortable there.
It's a good lift.
It's a good lift. I imagine shooting for a PB on both for his third.
Lifter out, Dylan Hallberg, Canada. Going for 310.
Dylan Holroyd attempting 310.
Yeah, just leaving him 2.5 kilos off his personal best here in his second. 20 kilo jump from his opener, so pretty good sized jump here.
Let's go, Dylan.
Solid looking second attempt.
And a good lift, 3 white lights.
You know, for quite a long time, I thought lifters went onto the platform and did a little bit of walking up and down for stylistic reasons or, you know, ritualistic reasons, but I've come to realise more recently they're checking the bar to make sure it's loaded correctly.
Yeah. Well, some lifters does it for the show, of course, but
Yeah, why not a 2 for 1?
of course.
Oh, you there?
Lifter in this round.
220 kilos for Gert Wonen.
The bar is loaded. 320 kilos. Let's go.
Moved well. I'm a little bit worried about that final lockout position.
It is a good lift.
Yeah, and 2 to 1, a good lift. Gets that call from the centre referee, which is the angle that I viewed that deadlift from. So
Three is Shuya Takahata.
Have a look here in the replay.
We have 5 lift attempts left
It does
to
look
change
better.
Yeah.
doctors.
Again, just like squats, hard to tell from that front position.
320 for Gert Woonen leading so far, followed by Dylan Holroyd at 310 and by Samuel
The bar
Svajov
is
at
loaded
290.
for Japan.
As you can see so
Suya
far, Gert
Takahashi.
Woonen leading with 815, followed by Dylan Holroyd at
Personal record
785
time
and by
3
Samuel Svajov at
hours.
760.
Yeah, of course this is subject to change as we have the A flight following this immediately. We head into the third and final attempt. 8 lifts to go until we head into the A flight.
And the first will be for Shuya Takahashi.
Let's see what it says. No lift, unfortunately.
Yeah, just
for
not happy
Japan,
with that
but
final lockout
well
position.
done for
Coach
the
went to go to the
competition.
jury and realised there are 3
Next
reds and you
round,
can't
David
contest
Ross
a
of
lift that has 3
Hungary
reds.
Yeah, there is a
with
leg support
277.5.
at least.
Yeah, the blue was for, you know, supporting of the legs, getting the bar over and using that. But the 2 reds were for insufficient lockout.
The bar is loaded. Let's hear it for David.
Last attempt of David Eros at 277.5.
Yeah, didn't get this in a second. Hyped up and ready for it on his third to match his personal best on deadlift.
All the way up, all the way up. Yes.
Arnie is getting so close, but I think we see the same issue there. Yeah,
Let's see what it says.
unfortunately,
no
not
lift
just about getting it locked out, it's also about how you get it locked out.
We have the
You
next
see him
lifter
bouncing the
coming
bar up
Max
his legs
Lu
here
of
to try and get into that
Singapore.
lockout position.
Going for 295.
Yeah, really did gave 100% of himself on this one.
Yeah, a fantastic effort, just a no lift today.
295 now for Max Lu. 5 kilo PB attempt for him.
The bar is loaded for Singapore. Let's go. Give him some support. Hype him up a little bit. It's a personal record attempt. 295.
Still yet to see a lifter in this flight get a third attempt. Let's see if Lou can.
Have to wait and see for the refs. Yes, the white lights.
Easy for a third attempt. It's a good lift for Singapore. Amazing job. Do we have Brazil in the house? Do we have Brazil in the house? Gabriel Castaneda coming out for 300 kilos. And 2 more attempts to make changes.
So the bar is now loaded at 300 kilos, a massive 30 kilo jump between his second and his third.
Okay, Brazil, are you ready?
Gabriel Casanega.
Bar is loaded for Gabriel.
Yeah, a big jump here, 30 kilos. Not an impossible jump for a 120, but it'll definitely be hard.
15 kilos.
Be a 15 kilo personal best, 30 kilo jump. Oh, he does get it moving. That lockout is hard, but not impossible.
I think he will have this.
What a phenomenal effort, and he does. It's a good lift.
Amazing job, Gabriel.
What a great energy.
Headed for a picture at the top of that deadlift. Coming up next, also
Yeah,
with
phenomenal
300
end to the day
kilos.
after a bit of a rocky start to deadlifts and squats.
One more attempt
Definitely brought
to
it back
make
at the end.
changes for the next group.
Another 300 kilo attempt, this time by Mate Munkas from Hungary.
And the bar is loaded.
This will be a 20 kilo jump on both deadlift and total.
20 kilos. Come on, Mate. You got this.
once again, a phenomenal effort.
It's a good lift.
And 2 to 1, a good lift.
And
Does get a blue for downwards movement there, but
next out on the
kept working
platform,
through about 3 different lockout positions there till he got it.
Finland, going for 307.5, which is a 7.5 kilo increase to his personal best.
A 12.5 kilo jump for Samuel Svarjo. Second attempt looked comfortable. Adding 12.5 kilos definitely not out of reach.
The bar is loaded. No more changes. Let's hear it for Samuel Svarjo of Finland. Kom igen nu.
As predicted, not out of reach and a good lift.
Yeah, perfect number on the bar there.
Next lifter out. Dylan Holroyd, Canada. Second to last lifter in this group. We're loading up the bar with 320.
Dylan Holroyd, 320 kilos. 10 kilo jump for him. This will be a 7.5 PB attempt now on deadlift.
Yeah, second to last lifter in this flight to take their third attempt.
The bar is loaded. Search for Dylan. Hype him up a bit now.
Big
Dylan
final attempt here for
Holroyd of
Dylan.
Canada.
For a deadlift and total PB. Getting very near that 800 kilo mark.
7.5 kilo increase to his personal best. Let's go, Dylan. Yes. Knock it out. It's
And a good lift, 3 white lights.
beautiful deadlifts from Dylan today. Last lifter in the group, Gert Broden of Belgium. He is
Great day for Holroyd.
attempting 330.
And to conclude the B group, we will have 330 kilos attempted by Gert Ronen,
If there's anywhere to get a new record, I think it's here.
as he will be the leader of this B group.
The
Yeah, this
bar
will give him
is
an 825 total. Huge total from here in the B.
of Belgium. Come on. Let's go, Gert.
He will at least make it to the top 10 on total.
You got this, Gert.
Oh, he's trying to lock it out, but he is just glued in that position, and I don't think it's enough.
No lift, unfortunately
Yeah, it's
for
pretty
Belgium,
dead.
but well attempt and well done for your competition today.
And that concludes the first group of the 120s.
Starting off with
About to head into the second group here, where we will see the front runners fight for position. Of course, we have where the deadlifts stand right now. This is subject to change as we head through to the next group of lifters, but Runen currently leading ahead of Holroyd and Svartstjö.
the bar is loaded.
But now we head into the next group, and
Let's go
both
somewhere.
Jaden Edwards and Nonso Chiniev dropped their openers. Jaden by 15 kilos and Nonso by 10 kilos. Samuel Marzano from Italy now, 265 on the bar.
A solid opener by Samuel.
No lift.
No,
for
unfortunately, I think just
unfortunately.
skip that down command.
Coming up is Christian Haugen of Norway.
This is a situation where maybe you could take the risk to go up. You know, the weight looked good. You just need to listen out for that down command.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have any issues.
But again, you want to secure that total. You don't want to risk
The
that.
bar is loaded.
Christian Haugen from Norway,
Let's go,
297.5
Christian.
kilos. Last year as a junior, looking to end in that top 5 in the world.
And a smooth opener for Christian.
Let's see what it says. Can we get the lights? Good lift for Norway.
That is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Coming out next, Tristan Stam of Australia. The bar is loaded. 300 kilo opener.
Tristan Sunday from Australia opening on 300 kilos. 25 kilos below his personal best.
And that was a really speedy opener.
Easy opener for
And a good lift, of course, 3 white lights.
for Australia. Next out, Mats Høylo Kjølesdal of Norway. Also opening at 300. The bar is loaded. Kom igen, Mats.
Mats Høyler Kjølsdal from Norway, 300 kilos for his opening attempt.
Yeah, PB at 320.5.
The weight looked comfortable. Let's wait for the referee lights.
The referee lights.
And it's a good lift, 3 white lights.
Next up, Andrew Blackwood,
I was a
Ireland.
little bit worried from the front for the lockout, but looks a lot better from the side. 310 kilos on the bar for Andrew Blackwood from Ireland, has a personal best of 337.5. Going to be trying to fight for that top 5 position. Currently 7.5 kilos behind Sunday.
Let's go, Andrew.
But has a great shot of getting that top 5.
Yeah, this will definitely be a fight between 3 athletes. Lovely opener.
Yeah, very smooth. There's a good lift, 3 white lights.
Well done. Now we have Brazil coming out again. David Cardoso Gomez is spreading the bar clean for his opener at 310.
David Cardoso Gomez from Brazil, opening on 310 kilos, 10 kilos below his personal best.
The bar is
This would
loaded.
secure him an 800 kilo total on his opener to build from there.
Come on, David.
That's a good lift, 3 white lights.
For Brazil. Next up, Taras from Ukraine. We are loading up the bar with 315 kilos. The bar is loaded. Let's go, Taras.
Now I have Taras Melanchuk from Ukraine, 315 kilos. Now, he was the only one of the top 3 to not drop his opener, which means now he is ahead of Edwards at a lighter body weight by 5 kilos. Should he make his opener? Yeah.
And it looks comfortable for him.
Yeah, he's a very
Good
reliable
lift
lifter.
for
3 white lights, a good
Ukraine.
lift. And now,
Next
as I
lift
said,
out,
on prognosis in
300
silver,
meters of
doesn't have the
UK.
advantage of deadlifting afterwards, but we'll have to see what Edwards' opener looks like. Perhaps they dropped it because the warm-ups were hard. Perhaps it was always
The
their
bar
plan.
is
We'll have
loaded.
to wait and see,
Let's go, Jaden.
and perhaps expect a bigger jump from them. Jaden Edwards from the United States, 320 kilos for his opening attempt, has a huge PB of 365. Wow, it's very comfortable. So I do expect to see a bigger jump from him if he wants to
The
try and
opener
chase
for Jaden,
Myonchuk
3 white
and,
lights.
you know, Chinye potentially, but Chinye is so far ahead.
Yeah, if he
Next
wants the first
lifter
place, he'll
coming out,
definitely have to jump at
Nonso
least 25 to
Chinye from
30 kilos.
Great Britain.
Um,
And we expect to see that kind of jump
355.
from Nonso anyway.
yeah,
We won't have to wait long to find out. The biggest opener of the flight. He did drop it by 10 kilos, but still a monstrous opener.
The bar is
And the
loaded.
bar is loaded for Nonso Chinye, the front runner of the competition, 355 kilos for his opening attempt. This would give him a 907.5 total with his opener.
We're just gonna clean the bar a little bit first.
19 kilos below the world junior total record, belonging to Joseph McDonald, who got it recently at the NAPFs. Just getting the bar cleaned for him. So a lot of weight on the bar. You want to give the lifter the most likely opportunity to get the pull.
yeah, that's a lot of weight, but I think he will make it look really easy.
Oh, I have no doubt. In prep, pulled 400 kilos, so looking forward to seeing what he does today. Nonso Chinye from Great Britain, 355 kilos for his opening attempt.
Here
Yeah.
you are.
We didn't expect anything else really from his opener. 3 white lights, a good lift. Wondering what they'll go to for his next, maybe 380.
Maybe loading for the record, chipping
Okay.
for the record.
A casual 380. I don't think he'll... Yeah, you're right. 379, 378.5 is the record, so maybe, but it's down to GB what they think is the sensible decision to get the win. We, of course, head into our second attempts now with Chinye leading with that 355 opener, followed by Runen from the B group and Edwards. Samuel Marzano from Italy now, 290 kilos. Just skipped the down command on his opener. Jumping 290 for his second. Oh, it was risky because that was a little bit wobbly. Oh, and that is where the risk lays. He had that wobble at the top, which means the bar dipped. I can tell you, Chinye has gone for 385.5, so both right. You went for the record, but went above what we thought. That big 30.5 kilo jump, which is more than doable. Also would extend the total record. For now, though, 315 for Mats Holio Kjosdal from Norway. 15 kilo jump.
Yeah, that's a solid attempt. Close to his limit, of course, but
It's a good lift for
a
Norway.
good lift.
Next lifter up, Tristan Sund of Australia. 320 kilos. The bar is loaded. Let's go, Tristan.
Tristan Sundu from Australia, 320 kilos. 20 kilo jump from his opener.
And a good lift,
Lift
3
for
white lights.
Australia. Well done. Next up, Christian Erik of Norway. And we're loading up the bar with 322.5 kilos. bar is loaded. Let's go, Christian.
Christian Ikaugen from Norway, 322.5 kilos. Some huge deadlifters in this flight. Already takes him to deadlift silver with 5 lifters still to follow. And it's a tough looking second, but manages to lock it out.
And a good lift, the white lights.
Next out, Taras Lelushuk of Ukraine. 325 kilos. The bar is loaded.
Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 325 kilos. As expected, Edwards took a big jump from his opener to his second, so prognosis in third, but only 2.5 kilos behind Edwards should they both get their second. Melnichuk, of course, being the lighter of the two.
Oh, again, a lovely second attempt. A good lift, the white lights.
For Ukraine, beautiful. Next out from Brazil, Davi Cardoso Gomez. The bar is loaded. Let's go, Davi.
We now have Davi Cardoso Gomez from Brazil, 327.5 kilos, a 17.5 kilo jump.
The first perfected attempt by 7.5 kilos.
And I think that's a good lift. Yes, 2 to 1. So far, a good lift.
2 to 1.
The far side referee gave a yellow for just dropping the bar too early, she says. Have a look at that again here, but the centre and side referee happy that he took it down to the floor.
330 kilos here.
No, yeah, he put it down aggressively, but he did put it down to the floor.
Before
Yeah.
we're ready to go.
Bar is being brushed down now for Andrew Blackwood.
And the bar
20
is
kilo jump
loaded.
from his opener, 330, moves him into deadlift silver for the time being, with Edwards and Chinye to follow. Also moves him into that top 5 ranking overall. 7.5 kilos off his personal best. Big second attempt.
Have to wait for the rest on this one. Yes, a good lift.
Well done, Andrew.
Yeah, got a little sticky towards lockout there, but moving well still, and as long as he controls that lockout,
Going
perhaps can push for a deadlift medal and that top 5 position.
347.5. The bar is loaded.
Jaden Edwards from the United States, jumping 27.5 kilos for his second attempt for 347.5. Moves him back into deadlift silver, and more importantly, silver overall, ahead of Melnichuk. We'll give him a 900 kilo total, which would be hard for Melnichuk to chase.
Oh, wow. So really comfortable. And a good lift.
Yeah, excellent job. Puts himself in a really good position back into silver and gives him that 900 kilo total. But saying that, if Chinye is to make his next lift, he gets put to a 938 kilo total, and 38 kilos is quite the gap to close. It would be quite the miracle. And speaking of which, our final second attempt, not even on the third attempt here, and we are already into record territory. This is not only for a deadlift record, this is also for a total record in the juniors. Getting awfully close 9.5 kilos behind the World Open deadlift record, both belonging to Etienne El Shair from Lebanon. And the bar is loaded for Nonso Chinye from Great Britain, 385.5 kilos for a new World Junior deadlift and total record. This would give him a total of 938. A huge second attempt. And absolutely incredible. It moved like a second would.
Yeah.
3 white lights, a good lift, and a new World Junior deadlift and total record for Nonso Chinye, and he is going to be hard to catch. But I've just seen that Edwards has put in maybe a placeholder, but of 388. But Chinye has also put in for 411. Again, I'm sure these will change, but it is exciting. And heading into the third round here, Blackwood in deadlift bronze with 330, Edwards in silver with 347.5, and of course with a new World Junior deadlift record with 385.5, Nonso Chinye of Great Britain in deadlift gold. And overall you can see Nonso Chinye currently ahead with 938, just behind Jaden Edwards with 900 and Melnichuk with 887.5. The top 3 seem to be pretty secure, but saying that, Edwards is going to try and push for that title. It's what he came for. Now, Samuel Marzano from Italy needs this to post a total 290 kilos.
Think that would be okay this time. Yes, 3 white lights.
Amazing. Next out, Christian Haugen of Norway, going for 327.5, 5 kilos up from his personal best.
We now have Christian Haugen from Norway, 327.5 kilos for his third and final attempt.
The bar is loaded for Christian Haugen. Come on, Christian.
5 kilo jump for a new personal best on deadlift and on total to give him 4th overall.
Yeah, as predicted, his second attempt was a little bit difficult. Adding 5 kilos, it's only 5 kilo extra, but it's a 327.5 attempt to deal with. So yeah, he'll finish 4th so far.
Yeah, and just a quick look at the board as well. Edwards has put in for 388, I think hoping Team GB would be pulling afterwards, but putting in 411. I imagine to see one of those at least drop. I don't think it'll be Edwards, but we'll have to wait and see. Some huge pulls to finish off the session. Matt Hoyo Cholsdal from Norway, 327.5 kilos for his third and final attempt, for a 7 kilo personal best on deadlift.
That's a huge attempt, and I think no.
Just didn't get the down command. The centre referee was waiting for a bit of a better lockout, but a fantastic effort nonetheless.
Tristan Sund of Australia, 335 kilos, a 10 kilo increase on his personal best.
Tristan Sunday from Australia, 335 kilos in an attempt to move into deadlift bronze and top 5 overall for the time being. Be a 10 kilo personal best should he make this. Last year as a junior, but still relatively new to the sport, putting up some huge numbers today. This also knocked Blackwood off the deadlift podium for the time being, with Blackwood to follow.
Wow.
Look at that. And it is a good lift, a phenomenal day from Tristan.
Amazing. Next lifter out from Ukraine, Taras Melnichuk.
Great pull by the Aussie lifter.
Yeah, leaves him in top 5 position as well for the time being, with Blackwood to follow.
5 kilo increase to his own personal best.
Now, Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine, 337.5 kilos, already has bronze overall secured, moves him into deadlift bronze, but more importantly, ahead of Edwards for the time being on body weight with a 900 kilo total to silver position. 337.5 kilos. He knows Edwards is pushing Chinye, so might risk missing. Consistent as ever.
He is so reliable. That's something absolutely crazy with Taras. You know he's going to make every lift he attempts. That's crazy. Congrats to him. So far he's second.
Yeah, fantastic effort there. Look at that, the patience of it. We've had an attempt change come in. We've seen Cardoso Gomez and Blackwood change their third attempts to 340. No, just Blackwood kept it at 340. Cardoso Gomez changed it up to 340. Blackwood is the lighter of the two though, and 340 kilos will be enough to move him into deadlift bronze and 5th overall, so collect some team points for Team Ireland. 340 for a new PB and a potential deadlift medal. A definite deadlift medal if he gets this. Wow, look at that, but just not there. It means deadlift bronze currently sticks with Melnichuk from Ukraine, looking to be taken by Cardoso Gomez from Brazil. But what a phenomenal day from Andrew Blackwood, his last competition as a junior. And just 3 lifts remaining, and Jaden has dropped to 350 kilos, looking to protect the silver instead of shoot for gold, which seems like the sensible choice. Davi Cardoso Gomez from Brazil looking for a deadlift medal, 340 kilos. Just glued at the knees, not there, which means Melnichuk does walk away with the deadlift bronze and has put enough pressure on Edwards to stop chasing Chinye.
We have 2 lifters to go.
I think USA thought they'd be safe enough in silver to push for the gold, but they are not. And that means that Nonso Chinye, already a world champion, can push for what he wants on that third attempt. Jaden Edwards now looking to defend his silver instead of risk it and go for gold. Has dropped to 350 kilos, 2.5 kilo jump from his second. Perhaps their plan all along to get a 92.5 kilo total. Needs to beat Melnichuk as he is heavier. 347, move like lightning. 350 should be in question, but let's see for one last time. Jaden Edwards from the United States, 350 kilos.
Come on, Jaden, you got this.
Just like that, it looks like Jaden has secured the silver, and he has. 3 white lights, a good lift, beating Melnichuk by just 2.5 kilos.
Last lifter for today in this session. Great
now we have one last lift. I told you they wouldn't drop it, and they didn't.
No.
411 kilos. Let me tell you this, not just a world junior deadlift record, it's an open deadlift record, and it'll be the heaviest deadlift that we have ever seen in IPF history. The heaviest deadlift is currently at 410.5 in the 120 pluses.
By a 120 junior first year, absolutely amazing.
Absolutely incredible. Only last year we saw the 400 kilo mark crossed by a junior,
Yeah.
Timo Karadze, and now our last lift of this flight, already your junior world champion. Have to give it a second, there are lots of plates being loaded onto that bar. And the crowd are on their feet in anticipation of seeing history made by Nonso Chinye.
Yeah, one of the last highlights of these World Championships.
Yeah, the World Open total record is 978.5, so getting very close to that. The bar is loaded for the last time. Your new junior world champion, Nonso Chinye, Great Britain, 411 kilos for a junior total and deadlift record, but an open world record on deadlift, the heaviest deadlift in IPF history, junior or open. And it is moving, but it is just too heavy today. Fear not, he is 19 years old. He has plenty of time to push for that. Loses nothing out by that, still walks away with a 938 total. Absolutely incredible, a new junior deadlift record and total record. Your world champion. In deadlift bronze, we have Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine with 337.5. In deadlift silver, Jaden Edwards with 350. And of course, in deadlift gold with a new deadlift record, Nonso Chinye, 385.5. And overall, your bronze medalist, very similar looking table. Taras Melnichuk from Ukraine with 900 kilos. Just ahead of him by 2.5 kilos, Jaden Edwards from the United States. And your new junior world champion, Nonso Chinye from Great Britain with 938. What a phenomenal end to the session. 411 not there today, but like I said, with 4 more years in the juniors, I'm sure we will see it tried again. We are going to head to the medal ceremony now. So please do join us there. We have the 120 plus and the 120 sub juniors at 1:30 local time. We will see you there.
Melnichuk of Ukraine, 232.5 kilos. Big smiles, guys. Thank you very much. Round of applause for them. Moving on to the deadlift medalists. In deadlift bronze, we have Taras Melnichuk of Ukraine, 337.5. And deadlift silver goes to Jaden Edwards, USA, 350 kilos. And deadlift gold goes to Nonso Chinye, Great Britain, 385.5. Thank you very much, guys. You have done great. Now for the totals. Bronze medalist is Taras Melnichuk of Ukraine with a 900 kilo total. Quite a milestone as well. In silver, we have Jaden Edwards, USA, 902.5. The world champion is from Great Britain, Nonso Chinye, with a 938 kilo total. Big congrats, guys, you have done amazing. Let's all stand up for the national anthem of Great Britain. Everybody stand up for the national anthem of Great Britain. A big round of applause for the junior men of 1.8 kilos. You can now walk off the platform in that direction towards Robert and around. Well done, guys. You have done amazing in your World Championship.